Hey, good morning. I'm going to show you a quick video of how to create or place a pattern background I don't know if you can see this, but it has a pattern background that I downloaded. And now that is the background. Now this little background is only maybe 10 pixels by 10 pixels or 20 pixels by 20 pixels, something. It goes in the top left, believe it or not. And then by default, it repeats. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me go into, this is the web page, sort of like our basic page. And let me delete this here and save it. And then I'll update or reload the page, and now see the background is not there. So I'm going to place a background on this again to show you. It's hard, it's kind of difficult to find a subtle pattern. You want something that's not going to make your text hard to read, but I will go over that later too. So I'm going to go to a site called subtlepatterns.com and just put in subtle patterns, and it should get you to this site. So you can kind of go through these. And you can also put, the cool thing is you can put a search on for maybe a certain color. And again, some of them are darker than others, or lighter, or I like to go something that you kind of see it, but it's so subtle that it doesn't overtake your design. So I'm going to go with this, the weather, and I'm going to download it, and I'm going to put it in the folder. See where the basic page folder is? Here's the web page I'm working on, and I'm going to save it. Now it's a zip file. See, if you can see that, it's a zip file. And I'm going to say show in Finder. Now what we have to do is let me get rid of some things here. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, let me do that first. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So go into Basic. I'm going to get rid of the old one here, and this zip file, and all that. So now all we have is the web page, and here's the zip file, and I'm going to double click it, and it's inside a folder. There is this weather.png. Now let's say it's a really weird name. If I click on it, I'm able to rename it, and I want to keep the file type. Okay, I can't change it to like a JPG because the computer goes, no, that's a PNG. So you want to keep that. But I'm going to name this just BG, lowercase, because everything's case sensitive. So it's I never capitalize. So bg.png, and again, I'm going to drag this out of the folder, and I can actually just get rid of this folder once I do that. I can get rid of the zip file. So I can do that. So all I have is the PNG that I'm going to place as the background, and the web page. And notice the PNG and the web page, they're in the same physical space. So on the coding, I'm going to go into my coding, and I'm going to talk to the body, because the body is the whole page. Okay? And in between the curly brackets, I'm going to say background, colon, 2 dots, and then I'm going to say URL. And the URL, I'm telling it where this file is. And next to the URL are going to be parentheses. And inside the parentheses, I'm going to tell it exactly how to get to the file that I want to use. And because it's in the same physical location, I just need the name. And then after the second parenthesis on the right, I'm going to do a semicolon to end the line. And that's it, background, colon, URL. And notice the URL is colored because it's part of the coding language. And you tell it in the parentheses where the file is. So like if I had a folder in where this web page is, I'm going to say, hey, where this web page is, there's a folder called images, and then I'll do a slash. And inside images, there's a file called bg.png. But again, we don't have a folder. We just have the file next to it. So I'm going to save it, and then I can right-click on on Atom, and reveal in Finder, and it shows me on the computer where it is that I'm working on, and I'm going to double-click it, and sure enough, there's the background, if you can tell. Okay. Now here's a cool thing too that I'm going to show you. See how the purple is solid? The purple background is solid. And wouldn't it be kind of nice if the background was see-through, was transparent a little bit? So I'm going to show you in this video just how to do that. So we're going to talk to the paragraph tag, not the body, but the paragraph tag. And we're going to make this purple, we're going to keep the color, but we're going to make it transparent a little bit so you can see the background, but yet read the text, which is kind of a trick. So I'm going to go in here, and again, I'm talking to the paragraph tag in the CSS, and right now we have a solid background, okay? And I'm going to keep that color. See that number sign 9966cc? That's the background of the paragraph. I'm going to go and I'm going to say background colon, the 2 dots, and then I'm going to say, let me just do this. Let me copy this. I'm going to copy this here and then delete it. So it's background colon, and then it's RGBA. And the RGBA, the R is for red. That's the red value. The G is for the green value. The B is for the blue value. And the A is for alpha or transparency. So we're going to give it 4 values in here. Okay. Now I copied the hexadecimal color number, but we're actually going to use the red, green, blue value. So if I can go to Color Lovers, and I'm going to do a search for the color. So I'm going to say number sign. I'm going to actually paste it because I copied it. And let's see if it can find that exact color. I pasted the color and search it. Let's see. It did not, but let me go into Browse Colors. All right, here we go. Let me try this again. Yeah, okay, there it is. So again, what we're going to do is, because the RGBA, and now we need the red, green, blue value, instead of the hexadecimal color numbers we're going to use these values. 153, that's for the red, 103 is for the green, and 204 is for the blue. So I'm going to copy these, just these, like that, highlight it. Notice it has a comma between the values. I'm going to go into my coding, and I'm going to paste it. Now that's the color, and then I'm going to do another comma, and we're going to tell it how transparent to be. The number 1 is completely solid. You can't see through it. And 0.1, or 0.1 is you can see through it a lot. So it's between 0.1 all the way up to like 0.9 and then 1. So I'm going to say 0.5. Okay? And again, it's background colon RGBA. Again, I went to Color Lovers and found a red, green, and blue value. And then I added another comma for the alpha. All right. And let me save it. Let me find it in Reveal in Finder. Double click it. And if you can, maybe you can't tell, but let me try even a lower value here. 0.2. So I'm going to reload it. And I don't know if you can tell, but you can, it's actually see-through. So now again, we lost some of the value of the color because it's transparent, but it's a cool little trick that I talk about later on, but I thought, well, I'm making this video, let me just do this too. So again, to do that, I'm talking to the paragraph, and I'm just, again, the background, we had a background color on it, and I'm saying background colon RGBA, red, green, blue value, and then the A is transparent, and here's the values for that color. Now it did change the color because it's transparent, so it kind of softens it up. So you have to be aware of that. But there you go. All right, that is how you place a pattern background on the page, and also how you get your background of the text to be transparent, and yet the text can sit on it and be readable. Thanks.